Wine. Who knows what that means? It means I love you, right? It's great to be back here in Asia. So many beautiful people here, so many great leaders here. And this is Mr. Dan Bay doing a phenomenal job on the training. Let's show appreciation to the President himself, Mr. Dan Bay. One more time, guys. You know, I remember coming to my first training just like this. Many years ago, I was just a team leader, just like many of you today. And I was excited to be at the very first team leader and adult training. And when they told me they were going to have a training like this, I wanted to learn. I got excited. I told myself, I'm excited, but I can get still cool. I can get better. So I came to this first event just like many of you, and I took a lot of notes. I paid attention. And through events like this, I got better. Through events like this, I became a director, became a senior director, and now today became a national director. So for all of you that are here today with us, really focus, really pay attention, and I'm letting all of you know the training you're here today is to help all of you become a top director and higher with Riman as well. So once again, welcome everybody. It's great to be here as well. And my topic today is to be talking to you about global expansion, okay? Building a global business. I know all of us right now are hearing about that, and some of us came from other markets, but I'm sure all of us want to have business in many markets, right? 5, 10 markets, right, and above. And you gotta ask yourself this question. Let me ask you guys a few questions, okay? When you hear the words global business, what does that mean to you personally? Right? Ask yourself that question. What does global business mean to you? Second question I want to ask you is this. Do you believe your story, your personal story, can inspire people in other countries? Why or why not? Your personal story. If I ask you to share with me your personal story, and we told people all around the world, will that story inspire people? Ask yourself a question. Let me ask you another question. Are you building like someone's preparing to lead a global movement, or still building like a local rep? Ask yourself these questions. And another question I want to ask you is this. What if your next global leader is already watching you online right now? Are you showing up like they should follow you? Imagine right now a very top leader is looking at your Instagram, your Facebook, your social media, and they're observing what you do on a daily basis. What kind of stories you're posting? What are you posting today? If I'm a top leader looking at your story, your profile, are you going to inspire me? Will I want to join your team? Ask yourself those questions. See, I knew that at the very beginning stages when I was just a team leader. Eventually, I'm going to meet top leaders. People are going to hear about Riman. And guess what they're going to do? They'll land on their social media page. And they're going to see, is he or she active in Riman? Is he or she doing meetings in Riman? Is he or she leading a movement? Is he or she someone I want to follow? Are you that person? Ask yourself that question. It's okay if you're not. It's okay if you're not. But after this weekend, I'm letting all of you know you could be that person. After this weekend, you'll get a transformation where your potential, your inner potential, will be unlocked. So I'm very excited for all of you as well. So here's how my story started, okay? Here's how I started my business, okay? I live in California, in Orange County, United States, okay? I started working just in a local city, not hometown, okay? I didn't go out to many countries for Riman when we first launched. I started here in California. Write this down, right? Your Riman global business starts with local wins. It's the local wins in your city that creates the future stories. It wasn't about me, even though I lived in California, I didn't travel to Canada on day one. I didn't travel to Korea or Hong Kong or Taiwan on day one. I started with my local city. So your local business starts with local business, right? My mentor Danny always told me this. He said, Steve, build local, think global. My first meetings, they were in Los Angeles, in Koreatown, at a coffee shop, right? I focused on my city, my community, and I focused on a strong local duplication system with meetings with people that I knew in that local city. That's my first start. If you talk to any of the leaders today, any of the national directors today, any of the city directors today, and you ask them how they first started in their local city, in their first hometown. It expanded to the country on day one. It was their local city, local communities, and that's how it first started. People, they're going to see your success stories locally first before you go global, okay? Now, Riman's obviously expanded globally, right? But also think about this. Think about companies like McDonald's today, or think about Apple, or Starbucks. It started in one location, one McDonald's, one Starbucks, right? One location, but every of these big companies have a global mindset. They said we don't want to have just one Starbucks in California, one Starbucks in Seattle, in America. We want to be all over the world. So from the beginning, you have to think global at the same time. You build on global, but you think global as you build, okay? Riman's global vision, right? Everything global brand starts small. Nobody starts dating Riman guys. Nobody starts with 10,000 people. We all start by ourselves. We do our local business, and that grows into multiple cities and into multiple countries. Here's what you want to do first, okay? After, of course, you go become successful, you need to develop a lot of local success stories. You have to help people in your local city with. See, it wasn't about me becoming a team leader at first 7 days. He said, okay, Steve, great job. That was great. But it wasn't about me going out there, helping my team members, right? Help them have success. You know, people believe what they see. People believe what they see, right? And you want to elevate local stories. Like when I was going out to Taiwan, and I was working with the local leadership, when I first met Jack and the company, right? It was about having success stories in those markets as we started expanding internationally as well. So understand, guys, it's about after you go out there and create a lot of success stories in your team, help other people win. That's all it is. You know, my first team member success story was this. As I was living in California, when Riman first started in America, guess what I did? I made a post on Facebook. I said, hey, number one KK company is a doctor's open in America. We're looking for people. And a few people messaged me. A guy named Brian messaged me, a guy. I didn't expect anything from him because he was not in the beauty industry. He was not in the CP industry. But he told me, Steve, I'm interested. I want to learn more. So we met for coffee. I shared with him what Riman was, who Riman is, and what we're planning to do. He succeeded in 2 days, and that was it. I didn't expect anything to happen. I didn't expect not even one introduction, but about a week later, he said, Steve, I asked someone interested in Riman. I said, sure, let's have a meeting. So we go out to a cafe, we meet again. He introduced me to a lady named Grace. Very, very sharp lady, business owner. We met at coffee, had a meeting for Riman as well. Now, she was sharp. She owned a few restaurants, business owner, you know, I had a lot of great connections. She said, when you got the products out, I'll get back to you in a few days. A few days later, she said, I want to have a meeting. I want to get back all my girlfriends. We have another meeting now with all of our key business friends. All 7 of us met in a cafe, shared about Riman, all of us coming to the very soon. And that introduction to a lady named Jenny in New York, but this Jenny lady introduced me to a lady named Joy that lives out of Chicago as a business owner. She said, I'm interested. I'm going to fly out to Los Angeles to be with you. We have a meeting to launch products. She became a team leader in the first 2 weeks. That was my first local success story here in the States, in the United States. And that success story of somebody else going team leader in the first 2 weeks motivated others to go team leader as well. So all of us here you want to go global, you got to find obviously local leaders first, right? How do you find leaders fast, right? Every time, doesn't matter about the Philippines, doesn't matter about the United Kingdom, doesn't matter from Taiwan or Hong Kong or the US or any of the markets you're building. The first thing I'm doing is we're having a lot of events, a lot of kickoffs, a lot of company events, local events, and guess what we're looking to do? We're looking at as much exposure as possible to find key leaders. Okay? That's what we first do. And understand as you find these key leaders, we start building the markets. Understand that momentum attracts key builders. Early success stories, okay, brings in new key leaders. Think about the market you're building right now, right? If you want to find other leaders, create more local leaders in your city. The reason why Riman is growing so big right now is because there are a lot of leaders in so many markets. Every market right now has great leaders. Many of you right now are key leaders of the Asian market. That's why Riman today is where we are today, because of all of you. But if you want to create, now if you want to 10x this, and you want to go this to bigger, what you got to do? Create more leaders in your city as well. As I mentioned earlier, when Taiwan first opened up, I knew only one person in Taiwan. I had never been to Taiwan in my entire life. So guess what? I met Jackie and Lee at the office. We met. We had a meeting. We talked about Riman's vision, right? And they attended every single training, every single meeting. They were there the first time. And it was those first meetings, those first conversations, the first vision sharing, where they said, you know what, this is it. This is it, I'm going to take this, I'm going to run with this. And that's what he did. And now today, he became national director, right? Let's give him a round of applause as well. Simplicity scales, right? Complexity kills, right? Always remember one thing. Keep things simple. I never try to do a fancy presentation. I never try to use scientific words. Why? I want to be simple. I want to do what duplicates. Simple message equals easy to duplicate. The easier it is, the faster it goes. When I have conversations with people, I don't make it difficult. I don't sound confusing. I say it's simple. Say the word simple. 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 It's simple. Riman is simple. If you think it's simple, it's simple. And when you talk to people, make it simple. The more simple it is, the faster your business will grow, okay? Now, the secret to continuous growth is creating duplication. Duplicating, multiplication, not addition, okay? Great companies grow because why? They follow a system, right? You want to be someone that duplicates your business, multiplies your business. The only way to do that is by having a great system. Okay, that's how you actually grow your business and scale your business on a higher platform. Now, the Riman system, right, for global growth, okay? Once again, think global, build local, right? Number 2 is this: create and share local success stories. And number 3, massive early exposure. Every time you go to a new market, you want to do as many things as possible. Your time is valuable every time, every market you go to. Every city, every market you go to, guess what? Your time is valuable. Make sure you're doing as many exposures, as many meetings as possible when you get to these new markets, okay? Identify and develop leaders fast. When I go to a new market, here's what I'm doing. I'm identifying who's my key leader. Who's the person I want to work with. I'm looking. Because why? If you say the words, hey, we're looking for leaders, they show up. If you say we're looking for leaders, they show up. And when they show up, you grab them. And you work with them. And you build them up. And you help them become the local leaders in that marketplace, okay? Once again, keep it simple, duplicatable, and be consistent. One thing about my journey with Riman when I first started, I would say I was just so consistent every single day in growing my business. So consistent. I wasn't the best. There are other people that became directors way faster than me. There are people that are in skincare more professional than me. It wasn't about that. It was about being consistent on growing my business every single day. Every single day. Consistency will help you win your dream, okay? Now, we've been in Taiwan, of course, and of course, when we're doing K-pop in Taiwan, right, what do we say when we go pop in Taiwan when we first get started? We say, Dai Jia Hao, right? Let's all say that together. Dai Jia Hao. Right? Sure, all of you know Dai Jia Hao, of course, right? And we do events and conferences, of course, in Taiwan. And of course, when we go to Hong Kong, what do we say? Dai Jia Hao, right? You're going to get some language lessons today too, okay? Right? When we go to Hong Kong, we say, Dai Jia Hao, right? So every market we go to, it's the same system, same duplication everywhere we go. And when we go to Malaysia and Singapore, right? We say things like sama-sama. So let's say sama-sama together, sama-sama. You guys are ready to go in Malaysia, right? Everywhere we go, we say we're building, we're learning, we're having a good time. That's why I love Riman stuff. When we're in Mexico, right? We say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Let's say it together. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Alright, you guys are ready for Mexico. You guys are ready for Mexico now, right? It doesn't matter what marketplace you go to. It's the same simple duplication system every market we go to. And of course, we go to North America, we say, hello everybody. Let's say hello everybody. Now you guys are ready to spend in North America, right? Once again, it's the same thing everywhere we go. Nothing is complex, nothing is difficult. Simple, complex, presentations, orientation, that's it. Every market we go to. Philippines, right? We go to Philippines too. Right? We go to Philippines, we say, salamat. Let's say salamat. Means thank you. Or, you know, if you're there and you're hungry, you can say, kain tayo, right? It means let's go eat, right? If you say let's go eat to a Filipino, you're doing some business, okay? So, it's great while we go to this country, and things like this, and while we go to different places, but everywhere we go to, guess what? Everybody loves Riman. People love the vision, people love the company, people love the products. And as you go to these markets, you find your leaders, you find your local leaders, you identify them. You pick them up, and you build and work with them, you show good culture, good marketing. That's how you build a good local market in different marketplaces, okay? Now, let me talk to you guys about the domino effect, okay? Small wins create massive impacts. Everything starts small, okay? Everything starts small. And I'll give you an example here. The principle is one domino cannot go to another domino 50% larger than its average size, okay? One domino, okay? And if you actually take one domino and you actually, this is a K-pop, okay? What looks small today creates a giant small. Just having one small domino going to the next, going to the next, going to the next, going 50% higher every single time. Just add domino 10 becomes higher than a human being. Domino 18 becomes higher than a small building. Domino 23 becomes higher than the Eiffel Tower. And now domino 29 becomes higher than the Empire State Building. Every small thing, right? Every success story starts with small. But every pop-up, everything you do is domino effects. To the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And guess what happens? Now you have a global business. Now you're in business in multiple markets. So understand, guys, success doesn't come from one big action, okay? It comes from consistency, from duplication, and momentum as well. Every person is a domino, right? Every pop-up is a domino. Every leading duplicate is a domino. Keep going until that momentum becomes unstoppable, right? That's your mindset. The work that you're doing right now, every meeting you're going to, every city you're talking to, every plane you take to, you're asking yourself, am I going to become a director? Am I going to become a director? Am I going to become an actor director? I'm telling you, yes. You keep going forward, you keep pushing the next domino, you keep developing leaders in different markets, and I'm telling you right now, you will have a global business. You know, and I know that as great as Riman is today, as great as where we are today, with everything that's happened so far with Riman today, I know just right now, we're still at the preparation stages. This weekend is going to be phenomenal. This weekend is going to be life-changing. This weekend is going to set the stage, the temple for the rest of your Riman career. And I want to say first, congratulations to all of you for being with us at the very first Asia Pacific